$8,581 of stimulus checks. They owe us plus a whole lot more. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. Alright, a new report was just released suggesting they owe us $8,581 each worth of stimulus checks because of everything that's been going on over the last couple years. Could you imagine that? That would be life-changing right now for a lot of people. $8,581 is a lot of money, especially for the low-income and fixed-income beneficiary. To put it into perspective, $8,581 is how much some fixed-income beneficiaries get on an annualized basis. Well, some people are stepping up right now saying it is time for Congress to step up and pay up for everything that's gone on over the last couple years here. That's what I want to talk about right here in this report, so let's get into it and discuss all the details. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video. It's totally free to do so, and so I can keep you updated each and every day as information is changing very, very rapidly. We're getting new announcements, new reports, and new information hitting the wire. I'm doing all the necessary research and breaking it all down into these short videos so you can stay updated with what is actually going on and how it's going to impact you, your money, your benefits, your lifestyle, your bank account, and of course, I'm always pointing out anything that we can grab or take advantage of right now, including new bills and packages, proposals and amendments, raises to benefits, money checks, programs, or anything else like that that may be popping up and or introduced in Congress or even available to us right now. Of course, I truly want to help you out in any way that I can, so please, again, subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and I'll continue to be here for you right by your side every single day, as that's my dedication and my commitment, and as always, I'm sticking to it. Alright, thanks again. Let's jump into it and talk about over $8,000 worth of stimulus checks, which is actually what's being suggested right now. Let's talk through the details. So, also, before we get into this, let me just say this much. No, this has not been approved by Congress, okay? I just want to let you know that right now so that we're not talking about something that isn't happened yet, okay? I just want to make that very clear from the very start. However, this report that was just shown up, right? So this report that was just released is suggesting that each individual household should be getting $8,581 worth of stimulus checks right now because of what has gone on over the last year and a half or so. Let me explain the details behind this because it's actually a pretty valid point. So we've been talking about this for a very long time now. This inflation that we're dealing with right now is self-inflicted. This was all brought on by everything that's gone on over the last couple of years here. Well, we're dealing with all kinds of issues right now, right? Supply chain issues, food shortages, huge increases in gas prices, shelter prices through the roof. I mean, the prices on everything are going up huge right now, and it's all self-inflicted. Here's what the report is showing, that just right now, because of this inflation right now, the average household is paying an extra $715 more every single month right now, just because of inflation for the same old thing. So if we were to take the price on everything right now compared to what it was a year ago, the average household right now is paying an extra $715 per month right now for the same old things. Here's the problem with that. Most people don't have an extra $715 right now. So instead of spending the extra $715, most people need to cut back by $715 or, again, thereabout. That's the average household right now. So most households are cutting back hundreds and hundreds of dollars, close to $1,000 a month right now on their living expenses. That means everything, right? You're probably traveling less with your car, so you're putting less gas in your car. You're probably eating less these days, therefore you're spending less on food. Maybe you had to move. Maybe you moved from a house into an apartment. Maybe you moved from a 2-bedroom apartment to a 1-bedroom. Maybe you moved from a 1-bedroom into a studio. Things like this. People are downsizing or doing something to mitigate all of their expenses and to reduce their exposure because of all of this going on. Incomes are not keeping up, and yes, this does include fixed income benefits as well. The average household, $715 extra right now per month to buy the same old things that we were buying a year ago for the same price, right? Or what I should say is we were buying way more a year ago, and now we're getting basically the exact same thing for $715 more. So essentially we're getting $715 worth of goods and services less every single month right now than what we were getting last year at this same time. That is huge. So here's what it comes out to. Over the course of the next 12 months, They're anticipating that inflation is likely going to stay the same and likely even go higher. So they're suggesting between now and the next 12 months from right now, inflation is likely going to continue moving higher, or at least at the very minimum, stay flat. Therefore, this is going to continue costing the average household an extra $715 per month every single month for the next 12 months, which actually calculates out to $8,581 through the course of the next 12 months. Well, here's what's interesting about it. The report is showing that some people are stepping up saying, hey, Congress, this is all kind of because of the things that went on over the last couple of years here. It is time for Congress to step up, and it is time for Congress to pay up, because all of this is self-inflicted by bad policies and all kinds of things that have gone on over the last couple of years here, therefore costing all these families and households. And yes, a household could be one person, it could be two people, it could be three, it could be five, it could be 20. Doesn't really matter. Any average household out there right now. That's what they're suggesting. But I kind of feel like, I kind of like the way that this is going, right? We all agree this is not our fault. Did we do anything in particular that caused all this inflation? I don't think I did. Did you? I don't think you did either, right? Of course, I don't know what everybody's doing out there, but I can guarantee you this much. You certainly didn't pull out your printing press like the Federal Reserve did and print $6 trillion in the last 2 years. I know for a fact you didn't do that, right? If you did, well, I don't want to be part of that, actually, if you did. So anyway, I don't want to be part of that. But my point is, if you printed $6 trillion over the last 2 years, I don't think you'd be sitting here watching these videos, You'd probably be sitting on some island called Australia, and you'd own the whole thing, right? So my point is, we would not have this conversation right now, right? But the fact of the matter is, all of this is self-inflicted by things that we did not do on our own. But yet, who's being penalized? Are we? Yeah, we are. Because we're being penalized by our wallets, right? And as a result of this inflation, like I've talked about before in so many videos, the Federal Reserve is stepping up and they're raising interest rates. Well, guess what that's doing to our wallets as well? That's making our wallets even a little bit more light these days. Our wallets are getting thinner and thinner and thinner every single day. Who's getting sick of it? Anybody else? Or is it just me every time you go to the store and it gets more expensive for the little tiny things that you're getting these days? You don't even get that much for a lot of money right now, right? It's crazy, the prices on things out there. Yes, gas prices have come down a little bit, but have they come down a ton? Not really. Gas prices are still relatively pretty high. Again, across the country right now, the average gas price is in the upper $3 range. And again, I totally agree. That is a lot lower than the $5 range that we were seeing just a few months ago. It's quite a bit lower. But at the same time, upper $3 for a gallon of gas is still very expensive relative to recent times. Usually gas is like, mid $2, $2.50, $2.75, up to maybe $3, depending on where you're located in the country. So we are about $1 above where gas typically usually is historically over the last several years. So gas is still relatively very expensive, right? Even though, to be fair, yes, it has come down a lot, but we're still getting whacked every time that we turn around and try to buy anything else. Utility prices, food prices. I mean, literally, I could go on and list every single thing that's on the shelf of a store. I could go on and talk about literally anything out there right now that still goes up in price. Maybe the one and only thing that's going down in price right now is lumber. And let's be real, how many of us are going out and buying a bunch of 2x4s? I mean, seriously? I'm not sure about you, but I've been watching lumber prices and they are going down a lot. But that might be the only thing out there that is actually going down in price. Other than that, pretty much everything else that we really need. I mean, let's be real. We're not going to go out to the store and buy a 2x4 and gnaw on it like a beaver, are we? I don't think so. You know what I mean? We need food. And guess what happens? Food is still going up in price. About a 1% increase to 1.3% increase on food every single month. Well, forget the 2x4s. Let's focus on the food. And that's what's going up. Meanwhile, the 2x4s are going down. I don't know why I got off on that little rant, but you know what my point is, right? So literally everything continues to go up in price. Well, I kind of like where this report is going, suggesting, hey, Congress, the deal is, you guys kind of like, all this inflation that we're dealing with right now was basically appropriated by Congress, right? Congress approved all of this spending, right? Well, as a result of that, they printed up $6 trillion, plowed it out for all of these different things, and now we're dealing with all of these consequences now. And again, I am not suggesting that all this inflation is from stimulus checks. Sometimes we see these reports out there that say, oh, all this inflation is from stimulus checks. Are you kidding me? Here's the thing. We printed $6 trillion in this country over the last couple years. Stimulus checks accounted for about $850 billion of that. It's a very small percentage of the amount of money that was printed that was actually in the form of stimulus checks. Yes, to be fair, the stimulus checks probably caused a little bit of inflation. But are you kidding me? It's like, what is that? Maybe 1/7? It's about 1/7 of the total amount of money that was printed. You can't tell me that 1/7 of the money is going to cause all of this inflation. I don't think so. That's not how it works, right? Again, I'm not an economist, but I do understand economics pretty well, and I do understand supply and demand, and I do understand velocity of money very well. That's not really what causes inflation. $850 billion in the grand total of $6 trillion is a small piece of that, right? It's a small percentage. That is not what caused all this inflation. It's all of the other $5.12 trillion that was printed up, and who knows what happened to it. It just vanished. It went into somebody's pocket, certainly not ours, but it went into somebody's pocket, right? So anyway, that's the deal that's going on. So I kind of like where this report is going. Now, to be totally fair with you, do I really think that Congress is going to approve an $8,581 stimulus check for everybody? I'm going to be honest with you right now. No, there's no way. There's no way that that's going to happen. However, here's one more thing that's interesting. I did just get done listening to an interview from a top economist. This person was suggesting that this inflation that we're dealing with right now is not over yet. It's going to continue to go much higher. This economic crash that we're going through right now, and it's only going to get worse and worse, is likely going to be the kickoff of major guaranteed basic income programs like universal basic income, guaranteed basic income. Literally what it means is just monthly checks on an ongoing monthly basis. This economist said the next time that we crash and burn, which is basically happening right now in the economy, when we come out of this, they're going to come out of this thing doing the same thing that they've done every single time, printing trillions of dollars, and this will likely be the start of major guaranteed basic income programs because they've been on the cusp of starting some of these programs previously. They've never really gotten them off the ground on a big scale, except for all over the country right now, where we're seeing some of these pilot programs that are sending out, ongoing checks for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, something like that, for small groups of people all around the country. These are happening, but this top economist was suggesting next time we crash and burn, when we come out of this thing, it's going to be GBI, guaranteed basic income, all over the place. It's going to be basically on a wide scale level because this is the only way we'll be able to bring back the United States economy. Print it up and push it out, right? So anyway, that's what's going on right now. This is what the report is saying, and a little tidbit into this report or the interview that I just got done listening to a short time ago from this top economist. A lot of really interesting things going on right now. Not necessarily the best things going on right now, but this is the fact of the matter. We are all living through this right now. And I guess the only thing we can really do is just continue watching everything closely. And again, we will all emerge out the other side at some point. And again, I will be here for you right by your side along the way, helping you out in any way that I possibly can. So again, please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands and thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, stay tuned. Make sure to check out the other videos. And again, watch as these updated videos will be coming out, on a regular basis here. And it truly want to help you out. All right, enjoy your day. I'll catch you again later.